So the tactics we've been covering lately are all a bit stale now. With FM25 hopefully just around the corner and 24 having been out for so long, it's kind of hard to say that we'll see anything really new in the next couple months and kind of fresh in the tactics department. So we're going back to the asymmetrics, the funky shapes, something we can have a bit of fun with. So let's take a look at one of those today, shall we? This one is called the 42121 Gold Moon. This is version 38. It is based on a couple of other versions in between. But if you take a look at this, we are having another funky shape. Yeah, it's kind of a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1 type of formation. But at least we're switching things up a little bit and checking something new out. I mean, we've seen a lot of these tactics before, no question about it. But we're going to test it out as usual with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. Now, they did test it out with Fulham. I love seeing new teams kind of test it out. They came in 6th in the Premier League. So we're going to see how it does with ours. Let's just dive into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, I won't say the points tally is huge and a huge difference from what we normally see, but Aston Villa getting to the top spot is fantastic. 107 goals, 89 points. Liverpool in third, still 83 points, 97 goals isn't bad. The points just could be a little higher. But with Aston Villa getting on top of Liverpool in the table, we're going to start with them. They come up against Ipswich Town in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, losing 2-2 in penalties. That'll be interesting to see. But FA Cup quarterfinals, they beat Ipswich Town there, coming up against Liverpool and losing out in the semifinals 1-2. But they have a phenomenal run in the Conference League all the way up to the final, beating Besiktas 4-1. That is a thrashing after beating Fiorentina, Olympiacos. Not bad. So all in all, 2 winners' medals is pretty phenomenal for Aston Villa, no question about it. A semifinal berth, a quarterfinal berth, pretty nice. Squad-wise, they have plenty in the green, which is always lovely to see for this team. But goals, 40 for Ollie Watkins is through the roof. 19 for Diaby, Zaniolo, and Ramsey. Yeah, that worked. 21 assists for Douglas Luiz, and average rating, Jacob Ramsey gets a 7.36. Schedule-wise for Liverpool, they get to the Carabao Cup final, 4-0 thrashing over Arsenal. That's a trophy right there. They get to the FA Cup final after beating Aston Villa, losing out to Manchester United 0-1. Unfortunately, they do get to the Europa League final, but lose out to Atalanta 3-2. So, I mean, in general, 2 runners-up, a winner's medal, and a 3rd-place trophy in the Premier League. It's not a bad season. So, apparently, before I get into Liverpool's squad, I have transfers turned off, and they still made transfers. Something happened. So Tsimikas, Matip, Thiago, they all left, and they brought in Yeremy Pino and Tomiyasu. So with that said, if I take a look at this, Tomiyasu did very well. But average rating, a lot in the green. Nice job there, appearances-wise as well. But, I mean, this is a weird season. Jota with 32 goals, Alex McAllister with 22 assists, 16 for Robertson, 16 for McAllister. And average rating, again, Tomiyasu gets a 7.27 as the tops, though. But Andrew Robertson with a 7.19. Data hub for the 2 teams, starting with Aston Villa attacking through and through. That is what you like to see, no question about it. Defensively, probably a bit of a pick-me-up, but not quite as high as we've seen with Liverpool sometimes. But 2.82 goals per game, 1.03 conceded, 0.95 XG against, definitely a bit lower than usual. Liverpool, the goals are mostly there, but not all the way. Defensively, that's what we like to see. 2.55 goals per game, though. That is it. 0.95 conceded, 0.9 XG against. But Premier League stats, 2.34 points per game for Aston Villa, 2.18 for Liverpool. Most goals, 107 for Aston Villa, 98 for Tottenham, not bad, but 97 for Liverpool. Fewer shots against Liverpool in 2nd with 271, Aston Villa in 6th with 330. Most possession, Liverpool make the list with 53%. Most dribbles made, 702 for Liverpool, Aston Villa with 661. And most shots for Liverpool with 696, 664 for Aston Villa. Aston Villa doing a bit better of a job with their attacking side, getting a lot more return for their buck than Liverpool did. But with Liverpool and Aston Villa doing so well in the Premier League, you know Ipswich Town's got to do well, right? Well, 4th place. That is interesting. 98 points, not too far off the 105 from Southampton, but they get to the playoff final. Unfortunately, they don't finish. They lose out in penalties to Bristol City. But we've seen this already. They do get to the Carabao Cup semifinals. They lose to Arsenal in the first leg, draw the second, and they're out there. They get to the FA Cup quarterfinal and lose against Aston Villa 2-4. So overall, no, they didn't get to the Premier League next season. They didn't get through the playoffs, unfortunately, but They did very well in the domestic cups. They just need to have picked it up a bit more in the championship, maybe left the Carabao Cup or something off. But you know what? It kind of worked. But yeah, the green's not there. It's not usually going to be. But goals, 24 for Yildiz comes in. 13 for Chaplin and West Burns. Average rating, 22 for Leif Davis and West Burns. An average rating, Yildiz comes in with a 7.33. West Burns with a 7.31. Championship stats, a flat 2 points per game for Ipswich in fourth, most goals in first with 128. Very well done there. Few shots against in third with 373, most possession with 53%, most dribbles made 838, most tackles won in fifth with 1060, and then most shots for in first with 883. That's a lot. But now to the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullback in attack on the left, an inverted wing back in support on the right, ball playing defenders in the central spots in defend, a DM in support next to a Segundo Volante in attack, and a winger in attack, an inside forward in attack next to an attacking midfielder in attack, and an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow approach plays, pass into space, overlap on the left, underlap on the right, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense and be more expressive. In transition, counter-press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did it do for our teams? I mean, okay for Ipswich Town. They get to the playoffs, they get to the final of the playoffs, but they lose in penalties. That's kind of disheartening a little bit. But again, as I always say, you could definitely do a lot better if you took control of this yourself. 98 points up to 105 is not a huge leap. And then if we look at Aston Villa and Liverpool, Aston Villa getting to the tops of the table. Fantastic with 89 points. Liverpool in third, not bad. They could have picked it up a little bit. It is a very attacking tactic, but we've seen the 4-2-4s work better than this, I think. If you've got the players for this type of shape, definitely try it out, see how you can do. Again, you could probably do a better job than what happened here with your own transfers, your own match shouts, training, things like that. In this case, I'm doing nothing, and they still worked. So I would definitely check it out. Again, if you like this type of shape and if you have the players for it. But that's it for me, 7 FM for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.